Hi everyone, this is Killshot from 99 Gaming, and this is The Walking Dead Season 9, what we think potentially could be Rick's final scene. I have it up on the screen right now. We're going through the Comic-Con trailer, and when you watch it really fast, you get some of the stuff that's out there, but when you slow down and get some of these stills, there's some pictures out there that really come to life. So this is one. I want to show you another one. Potentially, we think the Whispers could be infiltrating into some of these other communities as they show up. So I want to get your thoughts on this. I went through this several times. I've watched this, no joke, probably 30 times already, and more information is just coming out. Appreciate all of you guys being here. We are still doing the 9:30 stream tonight. I know I said a little bit earlier that we were going to hold off until we did the next one, but as I was preparing for the 9:30 stream, I ran across a couple of these stills. This, to me, is not your typical walker that's out there. If you take a look, I want you to zoom in on that. This appears to be a cut-off face. Look at the reset of the eye area. This is not just your standard decay. This is a mask over the top of someone's face. Take a look at the eye in particular and the eye socket. So I want to get your thoughts on this. And also, I'm going to go back and forth on a couple of these. There is another scene with Carol that is a pretty interesting stuff here. Let me show you what I'm talking about. And we think this potentially could be Beta. Now, we know from the comic, Beta is a very big dude. I know some people thought it was it Zach McCowan? But anyway, that's the guy Daryl punches. But check this out. In the background here, you can see Carol pulling the gun on someone else. Your eyes immediately focus in on the standoff, but take a look at this big dude in the background. Now, I'm not that far in the comics, but I do know some of my comic fans have said, hey, Beta is a very big dude, and this is the biggest guy I've seen on Walking Dead. This is just not something that someone shows up and you don't notice them. I mean, this is a very no doubt about it, this is the biggest person I've seen on Walking Dead in a long time. Also, there is a scene, and I'll show it a little bit later on tonight. We do the stream where the walkers are following someone on a white horse. You can barely see the back of the white horse. I'll pull up that still a little bit later on. They show these things, and they're literally like a millisecond. I mean, they are really quick. I think it's very possible that some of these Whispers are infiltrating the group, that they're there. They're in broad daylight, and then they kind of turn into their own group or do their own thing. They're trying to get as much data as they possibly can. So I'm going to go back to this scene just a couple seconds ago. I want you to take a look at this. What's interesting about this scene with Rick is he's not fighting. He's not struggling. He's not... you can watch a little bit of this, but this is a person that is looking into Rick's eyes, and Rick is reciprocating that. He's seeing that, wait a minute, this is something different. He's not pulling out a weapon. He's not struggling. Take a look at that scene and just watch how Rick just kind of gradually just turns over and is face to face with what we think could be the next group of unbelievable villains. I had to look at this several times. I want you to take a look at it. Look at just the side of the face there. Is that like sewn up? Look above the eye, especially. You've got two different things here that show up. On the left eye, you can see that is skin over the top of it. But look over the right eye, you can actually see stitch marks over the right eye. This is not your typical zombie. This is flesh over the top of someone's face. Take a look at the lips. You don't have lips. You got a circular cutout. I'm telling you, people. I feel like this is, Justin, not that this is just a whisper. I think this is Rick's final scene before he is, whatever happens to him. We can speculate whatever is going to happen, whether he's going to be captured, whether he's going to leave, whatever the case may be. But this is not, oh my God, you've seen Rick in the past fight a walker where he's pulling out the axe, and then if a walker ever got this close to Rick, it would have an axe in his head at that point. So Rick knows he's either hearing the whispering or he's just gradually looking over like, this is something so far unique, something that I've never faced. So once again, I'm going to go back to the scene. These are some bold predictions, so I want you to take a look at this. In the background, you see Carol having the standoff, a big dude. I think it's very, very likely that the Whisperers are, once these communities set up, that there are people from the Whispering group that are going to find out a little bit more, find out what they need to do. They're going to backstab them, literally and figuratively, and really go in and take over. We've seen some of the signs. There was a sign painted that said "Final Warning." I mean, there is a lot of stuff going on. But once again, I think the real telltale for this is... well, Taylor, the thing is, we know Beta is very big, and I know Beta was a basketball player, but this type of mammoth person that is much, much bigger, it doesn't have to stay with the script. It doesn't have to be a tall, muscular person or a tall, thin person. I do think when they roll out Beta, they're going to roll out someone that is just a very ominous type of huge presence, and that person definitely stands out heads and tails above all the other people. It doesn't have to follow suit with the comics, but these are just little tidbits and little clues that I think that you'll start to find out. But I'm hard-pressed to see anything else when I look at this other than a Whisperer. I know people were talking about the group walking by Eugene and Rosita, and you could vaguely see it, but to me, to date, this is the best indication of... You don't have, the nose is not rotted. Take a look at the facial features. The nose is still perfectly detailed, but there's a cutout. The lips, there's a complete circle where the mouth is. That's not a normal person's mouth. That is a circular cutout around the mouth area. Look at the flesh over the eye. How the flesh, that's not just rot. There is a clear mask over the top, and then over the right eye, you've got some of the stitching that perhaps was done. So, want to, hey, you know what, Deborah? He might not have ever went without the costume, but it doesn't mean that it's not going to be a whole different world whenever this group tries to infiltrate. There's going to be a lot of differences. So, want you guys to take a look at this. Leave your thoughts, leave your comments. I see some of the thoughts streaming along the side. I just feel like with everything that we've heard at this point, that Rick's final scene, this is the way it's going to go down, and there's going to be some mystery around whether or not Rick is captured, whether or not Rick shows up in a future episode. But once again, I'm just asking you guys, do me one favor. Go back and watch the trailer. And about the middle of this, I want you to just look at this, watch it normal speed, and then watch it slow. You see Rick accepting whatever is next. And to me, that is a sign that he knows the writing is on the wall. It's either over or there's nothing at this point that he can do about it. And just the face-to-face, I used the word face-off, you get it, little Nicolas Cage reference, but face-to-face with his enemy, and it almost looks like this Whisper is just, you're the leader, and Rick is just reciprocating that, like, we finally have this battle, this standoff of who the enemy is going to be. Let me know what you think about this. We're going to wind this video down. I will see all of you at 9:30 tonight. Be ready. This is not going to be a walker bite. This is not, Rick is either going to be taken and decapitated, or he's going to be taken and we're not going to find out what happens to him. But this is my prediction at this point. I feel like this is going to be Rick's final scene. Let me know what you think about it, and I will see you all very, very soon. Leave your thoughts and comments. Subscribe below. Everybody here, slap that like button for me. We are going to be doing tons of streams, tons of videos over the next couple days. So I'd love to get all of your chat, all of your thoughts, and all of your participation. If you're brand new to the Walking Dead streams or 99 Army, subscribe, and you'll get a group that just loves The Walking Dead, is passionate about the characters, and will be streaming for you guys almost every night. So I'll see you all soon. Thanks. Peace.